Good morning. Psalm 15, Psalm of David. Lord, who may dwell in your sanctuary? Who may live on your holy hill? He whose walk is blameless and who does what is righteous, who speaks the truth from his heart and has no slander on his tongue, who does his neighbor no wrong and casts no slurs on his fellow man, who despises a vile man, but who honors those who fear the Lord, who keeps his oath even when it hurts, who lends his money without usury, and does not accept a bribe against the innocent. He who does these things will never be shaken. Nice. Well, today, 15, it says video, and that's it. So, that's such a short psalm. Idea for the day is to just go through the psalm line by line, let it soak in. Man, Lord, who may dwell in your sanctuary? Who may live on your holy hill? So really, I think a lot of times now when I read the Psalms, I don't think it's far off to say that there's so much in the Psalms that are either asking the question or they're alluding to or even prophesying about Jesus. And you think about these standards are that he's giving is the standard for living and something that none of us can perfectly attain. Gives us, I think, something to strive for, and it's just interesting looking at if you try to look at it in the context of how David would have seen it, and at the time, know Jesus, and this is something that people would have, I would imagine, would have tried to live for and strive for, and ultimately nobody can do perfectly. Anyways, he whose walk is blameless and who does what is righteous, who speaks the truth from his heart and has no slander on his tongue, which is he who speaks the truth from his heart and has no slander on his tongue. And I think about how, the heart is the most deceitful thing, the human heart. So when people say, follow your heart, that's a horrible idea. Has no slander on his tongue. Talks about the tongue is full of venom. And I know, man, it's so crazy how you can speak life and then death in an instant, just that sharp left turn that it can take. So yeah, it says, and does his neighbor no wrong, and casts no slurs on his fellow man, who despises a vile man, but honors those who fears the Lord, who keeps his oath, even when it hurts. That one hurts to read. Who keeps his oath, even when it hurts. Ask yourself, are you a person who you keep your promises, you keep your oath, even when it hurts? Who lends his money without usury. I know that there's so many people, myself included, who want to be generous, and it's so hard to lend to people without. It's such a joy, and I feel like there's a lot of these things. Anytime I feel like I can do these things, and it's not because I can do them on my own. It's because of Christ in me. But man, think about that next time that you go to lend money to somebody. Is there a string attached? Whether you say so or not, is there something that you think in your mind, well, I lent this person money, and so, you know, even in the back of your mind, maybe you didn't tell them anything, but you're like thinking, well, because they owe me money, like, you're gonna watch them like a hawk, and you're gonna watch how they spend their money and how they, like, how, you know, are you doing it to manipulate them? Are you doing it to, I know I've been there before, is like you lend money to somebody with kind of an expectation that, like, well, they owe you one, you know, like I think Dwight from The Office. No, don't worry, you can just owe me. So lending, yeah. Oh, look, little frog. Lending money without usury, and does not accept a bribe against the innocent. He who does these things will never be shaken. Anyways, idea of the day, go meditate on that. Have a good one.